thanks for sitting down with me on the dawn of another pre-season. Can you believe it's back around again?
Yes and no. Sometimes it feels like we were playing here at a grand final a week ago. Sometimes it feels like 6 months. So, I've been mixed about that, but yeah, we're certainly prepared and ready to go.
Yeah, that's awesome. How are you personally feeling going into pre-season as a second-year coach as opposed to this time last year? First time around.
Probably a little bit different as well. I know what to expect, which is really positive, but you know, there's no guarantee that with all the work we did last year to get to the grand final that repeats again. So we're certainly under no illusions that it starts again and the competition's really even, as we saw last year. We didn't belt too many teams, but we'll never belt it either. So we know that there's a big challenge that lies ahead of us again, but I think we're good enough.
Yeah, talk us through the next, I guess, couple of months before this pre-Christmas block. You have a pretty clear plan ahead?
Yeah, we do. So just getting some obviously base fitness built up, and whilst we're going to tweak the game plan a little bit, and I won't say too much on that, but we certainly learnt from some areas against the real top end teams last year that exploited us. So, and even saying that, every team just about beat us. So we learnt lessons from every loss, and it was just enough to make a few tweaks to hopefully prevent that from happening again.
Yeah. What are your reflections as a whole on last season? Obviously disappointing end, but you had so many positives throughout the year.
Yeah, like you stand up, and I said straight after the grand final to the group that I'm under no illusions that the season was a success. Of course it was. Like, we lost the grand final, but it's not like a business where the big four banks all stand around and high-five each other every year because they made money. I don't think success can be determined solely on a premiership, and we took another step forward, and I'd argue maybe a couple more minutes and we're half a chance of stealing the premiership. So last year was a massive success, but that means nothing when we start again. So we're certainly capable, but we have to do the work just like we did last year. Yeah,
talk us through, I guess, the vibe in the group last year and around the club. It was an exciting time. I think we made 4 grand finals, didn't obviously win them all, but must have been fun to be a part of a club that was going really well on and off the field.
Yeah, it was. Like, to make 4 grand finals across wheelchair, women's, and league and reserves, and our Dev League finished 3rd, so they weren't far off either. So it was a cool place to be around, where everyone seemed to be happy most weeks because the club was heading in the right direction. So it was really good, and it was good to share some information and get some guidance from Twig as well. So it was a really good place to be around. I'm looking forward to moving forward.
Yeah. Went down in the granny by less than a kick in the end, which is devastating. How driven are the girls to go one better this year, starting with a strong pre-season?
I mean, this might be a question for them, I hope so. But no, I mean, for example, you've got one of our girls out there doing some extras now before pre-season's even started. So I think that says enough about how driven they are, and there's lots of them doing all the running and doing extras that they're not necessarily required to do. So I think that we know that it doesn't take much, but we need to keep improving because our opposition will be looking to do the same thing.
Yeah. How happy are you with the list? You haven't made too many changes from last year. You must go in really confident with where that sits.
Yeah, we are. We've still got a couple of things in the works that we're looking at, and a couple of players we're looking at potentially bringing in, which could be exciting. So, but yeah, I'm happy with the list. I think we showed last year that our depth was really good. I don't think we ever had our full squad fit at the same time, so I think we were able to cover that really well and to make a grand final. I mean, everyone has injuries, but it shows that we were able to cover them really well.
And recently had the under 15s intra-state carnival?
Yeah, 15 and 17, yeah.
Had some fantastic results there. You would have kept a close eye on that.
Yeah,
exciting that there's good youth coming through.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a player, Kate Alexander, who probably wasn't overly happy with me. I didn't let her play in that just because she played league for the whole season last season as a 15 and then 16-year-old, so she just didn't need to do that, and it gave us an opportunity to get a look at some other young talent. I like what I saw. I think between them they lost 2 or 3 games across the 6 each, so 12 games you lose 2 or 3. We had a pretty successful 15s and 17s period there as well. Yeah,
a lot of the girls played local leagues as well. You would have kept a close eye on all of that. How did we sort of go across the board there?
Yeah, I thought girls that went back to local league did a really good job, and I went Hectorville were pretty heavily represented by us in their grand final. Unfortunately, they didn't get the job done, but we certainly had some key players that paved the way to the grand final that were on our list there for them as well. So yeah,
perfect. Well, good luck going into this next few months, and I'm sure the girls are keen to hit the pavement.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and as of Monday they won't know what hit them, I don't think, but no, it'll be good. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks, mate.